this is Chief Heisenberg. We're continuing the conversation Joseph and I are talking about. Now, you said that there's a lot of mating going out here.
What I mean by that is that there's when people are uneducated, they tend to go to feeling, and the most natural one is sex. So I mean, there's been a lot of mating going on, and so basically, when you have a lot of money, you love the money. So you're not so much interested in your spawn, or the one that you do have. That's all you're interested in. So I mean, the scales are gonna get tipped, and I mean, it's just I don't see how they didn't realize that, or they did. Maybe they did realize it. Maybe they did realize it and just realized that it had to happen, in order for God to come or whoever they. It's,
I want to pick up on. I'm going to make a little statement. And I want to ask you about something else you said. But like, I think it was 2006 on the video. It said 2005, but I think that it's mismarked. I was invited to a speech at the DIA, and Bill Gates was asking us to drop a dangerous neurotoxin on people called Funvax, and to destroy their prefrontal cortex so they'd be more controllable. And this was just for the 80%, the goyim. And I asked him afterwards if he agreed with this sentiment and had the same goal as was inscribed in the Georgia Guidestones, where the elite were going to exterminate all but 500 million people. And he said, not yet. And this was like, I think 2006, and he said it's not until April 24th of 2030, and then we're going to get rid of all labor, all goyim, as we're talking gorillas, but we don't have the automation, we don't have the robots yet. So I think maybe they're starting early. I think like this is a giant extermination program. Farmers aren't going to farmers aren't making food. There's shortages everywhere. It seems like there's going to be a mass kill-off very soon, and it may be a war. They're talking about, this is all being blamed on China, and China is a very large, powerful nation with a huge army, navy, and I don't think the United States has a chance in hell of winning that war. Now, a little while ago, you were speaking in Hebrew. How did you learn Hebrew?
Well, again, after my son had passed, my wife wanted, again, I was raised in Catholic schools, so when she brought it up to me that we should maybe get back into God, I kind of laughed at her. Again, God stripped me of everything, so he took her, and basically I was forced into the Bible. And the Bible is very self-explanatory. It opens up to you very, very uniquely. However you read it, however it interprets itself to you, it's for you. And I dove into it, and basically I was taught Hebrew, Alet. And again, depending on the time period you go, whether you want to break it down to syllables of Alet, or it's Alet is the first letter of the Hebrew language. Bet, Zan, Yod, which Yod is Y-O-D with a little apostrophe, and basically that's like a breath at the end that we now know as Yoda. It's Yod.
Was this here in California?
Yes.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Reno. I was born in Georgia.
Oh, I see. You're born in Georgia.
Yes.
And when did you get to California?
About the same time, about 4.5, 5 years ago.
Oh, just recently.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I got
recently.
here. I got here 5.5 years ago as well.
2014.
Yeah, I got here December 2nd, 2014. But it was a shock to me that how bad things had gotten. I was told I got a $200 Amtrak ticket from Kathy Donahue, Phil Donahue's sister, at Catholic Charities. And I was told I was only going to be out here for 3 days. I was going to be able to go to Australia. I was going to leave the country, and I had to get a job with Qantas Airlines. It left me out here for all this time. And, I just feel like this was the last place on earth I want to come. We'd heard stories about how much homelessness there were. And the police, if you're homeless and you're victimized, the police will not help you in any way.
No.
And and it's just it's hell out here.
And I'm gonna say this: um, when you take, if you try and take a dolphin from water and bring it to land, it's not gonna work. If you try and take somebody from a 4 seasons around the year, that's what they're used to psychologically, mind, body, and spirit, and bring them here to where it's 1 season all the time, and it's basically like AC/DC said, "Welcome to the jungle." It's a concrete jungle. I mean, like we're gonna go nuts. We're not gonna know how to handle it because it's a lot of sensory overload. Um, and I want to. The first time I got arrested, when they strip you down and tell you to grab your genitals and rape from your hand to make sure that it's very embarrassing. It's very, very uh, dehumanizing what they do. And basically, you put all your clothes, all your in this little plastic bag, and you receive that when you are exiting. Um, my shoes that I put in there were not in there. I had somebody else's shoes. Now, however, I may not have gone out and committed a serious act and left a footprint that maybe had somebody's DNA on it, and this could go to the O.J. Simpson trials. Somebody figured this out and had my shoes. Now, if that person went out and maybe let's say it was my shirt or something that had my DNA on it, and they committed a very serious, heinous act, and all of a sudden I'm sitting on trial like, dude, what the hell? I didn't do it, dude. But my DNA is there.
Do you think that that you're a targeted individual?
No.
You're not. So
I mean,
do you think that your life is worse now because of your father was convicted of murder?
yeah, yeah,
Do the police like are they treating you differently? Are they making your life worse? Are
no.
they're
I
not?
actually don't ever really. Recently, I. It's funny. The other week, I got arrested for a felony residential burglary, which I didn't do. And I was standing at a bando up here, and they wanted us out of the abando. Well, you want all the homeless people off of the streets, and there's this perfect house, not perfect, but there's this house that nobody's occupying that is gonna get is for demolition here very shortly. Why not let us stay in there, you know? However, they wanted to make they were trying to make me seem suspicious to somebody that was in there that is out here. And so they arrested me for a felony residential burglary. Um, and they read me my Miranda rights. However, you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand? I have the right to remain silent. So why do I have to answer that question? Well, is it yes or no? Yes or no? Sure. No, it's yes. Yes. Okay. And then on to the next one. You have the right to an attorney. If you do not afford one, yes or no. No, you're supposed to read the whole thing to me. And here's the bottom line. The felony residential burglary where it took place was at the abando that I was staying at. They never told me where this felony residential burglary happened. They never gave me any information for about 8 days. And this is all while COVID is going on.
Oh,
and,
I didn't see you. That's where you were.
Yeah. And in my head, I'm thinking, I've never had a felony in my life. I'm going upstate now. Because for your first felony, you have to go upstate and get it. And then I'm thinking, man, okay, well, now I'm stuck in prison because of this whole COVID thing. And it was literally scaring the shit out of me. All to be let out under a petty misdemeanor. Never even saw the judge. And then it was after, when they gave me the paper, that I looked at where this supposed residential burglary took place, and it was at the abando that I was staying at. Now, if anybody knows anything about abandos, there's really nothing, which a felony is about $1,000. So, I mean, there's nothing at that abando that is worth $1,000 to steal. So it was set up, dude.
Yeah, so this is just like after they've cleared out, they've moved out. There's nothing that they would have left of value there, and they're saying that that you stole something that was extremely valuable. They're going to put you in prison for it, even though there's nothing there.
Yes.
And they don't realize, like the difficulty. Like, there's no place. The library, everything is closed down. You can't go to a restaurant. You can't. There's no outdoor tables. There's no place to sit down. And I've been getting about 2 hours of sleep at night. I'm finding different places. Like I used to sleep at Romans, and the police, even though I had permission there from Allison Hill, the CEO, they've fenced it in now. And so I get 2 hours of sleep. I lie down on a tarp, and I'm totally exhausted all day. I'll go to the store, the grocery store. I'll buy something. I walk out. I didn't even take the thing I bought and say, wait, you forgot this. I mean, I'm dead tired. 2 hours of sleep a day, and nobody can sit down. Nobody who's homeless. I mean, unless you have a vehicle.
Which that's illegal now.
Yeah, nobody even can sit down all day long. Like, so it's middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning. You got to be out by like 5. They're at 6. They'll give you a big fine or arrest you. So I mean, it's just like all day long I'm walking around and I'm just totally exhausted.
And I mean,
And the helicopters are going around now, so like it's like the police state, they're looking down on us in Pasadena, California, just circling around, looking for some way to make someone's life even worse.
and I figured out what they're doing with that. They're sheep herding. They're basically messing with the airwaves. That's what they're doing. So right now, we can't feel it right now, but there will be some. See, every time that rotor goes, it's propelling a very, very, very large amount of thrust, which is like what do you call that when you throw a rock into a pond?
Oh yeah, the ripples.
The ripple.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's creating a ripple. So basically, they have it mapped. They're sheep herding us. That's what they're doing.
And I think they're using. I'm a targeted individual. They use the ultrasound and the microwave, and just like for just to please themselves. They enjoy torturing me.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a solution. There's got to be a way. I know that their technology is great, but there are only 10,000 cops in Los Angeles. There are 4.1 million people. I think there are 350 cops in Pasadena. There are 150,000 people. I think that we, if we want to now, you're seeing with the rioting over this murder by the police of a guy who submitted, and the cop wouldn't get off his neck for 8.5 minutes, 2 minutes after he stopped breathing.
That could happen to you. That could
Yeah,
happen to
yeah.
me just for jaywalking.
Yeah.
And again, not to interrupt, but I mean, I'm sure you have some followers on this. So like I said, if everybody that walked by literally gave $1, I mean, we're giving dollars to everybody else who already has billions of dollars. So I mean, if anybody stands up for their word and that little thumb click that they put on there and has any backbone.
Where can they find you? If someone wanted to help you, where could they find you?
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
They could reach to you and,
Okay.
you know what I mean? But like, this man's 62 years old and should not be out here, dude. Like, it's just,
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're at the 13:45. We got a little bit of time here, but do you think? Do you have a solution? Do you think there's some way that we could change this police state so they get a little bit of money? But how there's an election coming up? We got Trump and Biden, and they're both sexual predators and both mentally retarded. And
if I say it, they'll do the same thing that they did to Nikola Tesla, and they'll try to kill me. So it's like, yeah, there is a solution. Yeah, and I figured it out. It's very simple. Very simple. It's very simple. Chaim Tuvin, a good day to have. So, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.